Preparing a USMC aircraft to be put on display at the National Museum of the Marine Corps involves more than you would think. For starters, nearly 6,000 miles of travel. This F-18A Hornet that once circled our nation's capital during the aftermath of 9/11 will now be transported from the museum's restoration unit at Marine Corps Base Quantico to Century Aviation of East Wenatchee, Washington. Century was awarded the contract to refurbish this airplane, and one of its partners, Karen Barrow, says the task is a long-term project.
The restoration portion of it is it's a year-long, 12 months restoration. Then we'll keep it in storage for a year, and then it will come back if the museum's ready for it at that point. It will come back, and the rest of our assignment for this project is to install it in the museum, and it'll actually be slightly on a knife edge, and we're also contracted to build the stand that it'll be sitting on.
But before this aircraft can be restored, it must first be transported out west, and for that, Century needs a big truck.
We needed a trailer that was low enough that we could get the F-18 down the road from here to Washington, but we also needed it to be long enough, and in the case of this one, just wide enough to get down.
This particular Hornet was part of a reserve squadron at Andrews Air Force Base and became one of the first Marine aircraft to see action as part of the War on Terror. Barrow says she looks forward to restoring the aircraft to her Desert Storm appearance.
My preference, if given a choice, is to restoring aircraft to how they looked and how they were when they were actually doing their job. And if you have like an old wooden fabric one that would say it was a trainer, what it looked like when it was a trainer. For something like this, what it looked like when it was being used for its regular everyday job. In this case, I understand this one was one of the first planes to the site, or first planes off on 9/11, which makes it a very special bird.
So the journey begins for this F-18. It leaves Larson's Gym on the Marine Corps Base Quantico in its rearview mirror and prepares to head west, where it will cross such landmarks as the Mississippi River, the Rocky Mountains, and then eventually its temporary home, East Wenatchee, Washington. But in 2016, you can expect to see this aircraft back in our neighborhood again when it takes up permanent residence on display at the National Museum of the Marine Corps. From the Larson's Gym Restoration Facility, Denny Hostetter, National Museum of the Marine Corps Public Affairs, Quantico, Virginia.